I give you permission to kill them all. Anyone who dares to get in our way.
Let's talk about the Phantom Troupe, somewhat of a big antagonistic group in the world of Hunter x Hunter. I say somewhat because there is a lot of antagonistic groups in Hunter x Hunter, but we can all say that they are really important. In fact, they took a whole arc of them being the main villains of that arc, but there is so much more about the Phantom Troupe, so much more that we actually learned a lot about their backstories from the latest chapter of Hunter x Hunter. Don't worry, I will not spoil those chapters because I know a lot of the people who enjoy Hunter x Hunter are not manga readers, so we're just gonna stick with the canon of the anime. And even with that, I'm not gonna go into a lot of spoilers. We're just going to rank the Phantom Troupe from number 15, and I know number 15 is very odd because we know that the Phantom Troupe contains 8 people, but there is a lot of members. There's members that come and go, there's members that are traitors, and there are members that died. But we're not gonna mention that. We're not gonna mention who died, just for the sake that maybe on the off chance this video has reached someone who has not watched the anime. And if you're a watcher of the anime and a fan of Hunter x Hunter, then subscribe to this channel because we cover a lot of stuff regarding Hunter x Hunter and also other animes. So yeah, without any further ado, let's rank the Phantom Troupe. We're gonna rank on the base of popularity, strength, general awesomeness of the character, and yes, of course, my own personal preferences, and we're going to talk about each character a little bit. On number 15, we have a character that goes by the name Omokage. But you don't know this character, because this character is not canon in Hunter x Hunter. This is one of the characters that appeared in the Hunter x Hunter movie, which is once again is not canon. And yeah, we're also going to talk about the Hunter x Hunter movies in another time.
Not in this video, so please stay tuned.
In number 14, Kurapika. Okay, I don't really like the guy. Doesn't appear a lot. Does not have a lot of lines in the show. It's just he can do one specific thing, which is replicate certain items. And when he replicates a living item, he does not replicate them in a living state. So yeah, a pretty boring power, to be honest, but it come to use later on in a very awesome way. How can I say this without spoiling? I'm just gonna say it. The character Kurapika has nothing to do with the power, okay? He's not the one that uses it in an awesome way. He just uses it in a basic way in the anime, like we see, which is okay, cool, but not that awesome. Character design is iconic, I will give you that, but it's whatever compared to the others. Number 13, we have Kaloto Zoldyck, which is a member of the Zoldyck family.
What's this? A child?
And yeah, still don't know what's that about. She just, or he just shows up in the Chimera Ant arc, shows the power, which is, okay, pretty iconic, but we do not know what exactly is going on here. They say that they're gonna save their brother. We don't really know what that means also, but yeah.
That took longer than expected.
Now we're getting to the good stuff. Machi is actually one of the founding members of the Phantom Troupe. She's been there since day one. However, that's where the personal preference comes in a little bit. I really do not like Machi. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that are put in the character intentionally to like throw it off a little bit, or throw you off from the character, which is understandable in some characters. But Machi, I don't know the exact expression here. You can just say she's so charismatic, but sometimes you can feel that it's forced. I mean, come on, you're sitting with your fellow Phantom Troupe member Nobunaga having a beer. Just lighten up a little bit. You can see Nobunaga not taking anything so serious, he's just having fun, but Machi has just this one expression, which is she's a character that is so unexpectedly one-dimensional, and I don't really get that a lot from the other Phantom Troupe members. No, the other Phantom Troupe members are extremely colorful, extremely outgoing. Some of them are extremely serious, but they're still real in a sense. Machi is just like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's just a vibe. Her powers are extremely cool. I will give her that. Her powers are extremely cool, and the reason why she chose that power is also like somewhat dark, but makes sense for her. We'll learn that in the latest chapters, like I mentioned. But yeah, still an awesome character, just not as awesome as the other characters. Banolonov, if that name does not ring a bell, Banolonov is the mummy guy, the one that is mummified, that is wrapped like white wrap all around his body. He has a cool backstory, the tribal back story. I really love it. We explore that in the Chimera Ant arc. Is very dope. He has a very dope power. Yet the power in the Chimera Ant arc, where it showed like that huge, overpowered attack. But to be honest, this attack was able to smash like a soldier ant, which is in the hierarchy of powers. Those ants are not even like squadron leaders. The squadron leaders are like a bit powerful. Soldier ants are not that powerful. Like Gon and Killua were able to take down soldier ants very easily. So yeah, this attack is not that impressive when you compare it to the other powers that we've seen. For example, the attack of Phaeton, that attack was against a squadron leader. A squadron leader in the Chimera Ant hierarchy is much powerful than a soldier. And we saw like great hunters like Morale struggle against defeating a squadron leader. That makes sense, okay, the powers of Phaeton is formidable. However, the ultimate move of Balonganov, but I always mispronounce his name. The ultimate move of Balovanov, his ultimate move was able to take down a soldier ant. Yeah, that's not really impressive. Now, let's talk about Shalnark. I love Shalnark. Shalnark is a manipulator. He uses his cell phone to attach an antenna to an opponent so he can control it. A simple manipulator tactic. Yet what I love about Shalnark is not his power. I love his spirit. He has amazing spirit. You can tell he's that guy that does not take anything so seriously. He just wants to be around his friend, have fun, and his version of having fun is doing a lot of like really bad, malicious villain stuff. Yet he's enjoying the ride. That's it. Simple as that. And I love that you can really tell that he really cares for his friend. You can see that in the concern that was in his eyes about his comrade Uvogin when he went missing, or where he tried to help him. He told him to drink a lot so he can get the leeches out. And also he's the one that offered to like, hey, let's play some cards. Hey, settle down a little bit so we can think about what is happening to Uvogin. And who is that chain user? He's a very, very intelligent character, yet at the same time he's a fun character. Let's move on to number 9. We have Shizuku. Though, no, she's not a founding member. She actually joined the Phantom Troupe later on. She wasn't there since day one, but she's just a simple girl. She's a simple girl that is extremely, extremely powerful. She has this vacuum that will mess you up if you ever mess with her. However, physically, she's not the strongest, but I can say she is like the sweetest to be around. She's just there with her friends, doesn't know exactly what is going on half of the time, but you can tell that she also has her own character. She has her own motives, she has her own goals in life, which you can say, yes, it's pretty basic and simple, but that works for that character. Extremely simple-minded, somewhat naive, but powerful nonetheless. Let's move on to number 8. If I can like boil down the character of Phinks, I should only use 2 scenes. 2 scenes should sum up whatever I'm going to say about Phinks. The number 1 scene is where he tries to trick Kurapika on the phone.
さっさとパクノダに変われ。
This is an extremely funny scene, and it shows the character of Phinks. He's the character that is really tough, yet most of the time he's bluffing. He's not actually that malicious. And the second scene is the scene after their little battle during the Chimera Ant arc. This is not actually mentioned in any explicit manner or like it's showed as its own scene. No, after the Phantom Troupe finishes, they walk and you can see the character that we just spoke about, Shizuku, wearing Phinks' robe. Now, you connect the dots, which is, yeah, Shizuku in her fight, she lost her clothes. And I can tell right away that Phinks offered up his garment to her. Basically because, yeah, that's what friends do. And it's something that Phinks would do. Because, yes, I am that tough guy, but my friend, she lost her clothes, so I'm gonna give her my clothes, which is, yeah, not a big deal. I'm not even gonna mention it or anything, and we're just gonna keep walking by because that's what we do. He's a tough-headed enhancer that acts tough most of the time, but yeah, he has that little bit of emitter's empathy. I love Phinks. And also his powers are like, you can tell technically is overpowered because if he winds his arms and with each wind the punch gets stronger, what if he just keeps on winding up? Is there a limit? And if there isn't a limit that he set onto himself, how powerful this punch is going to be? That's a subject for another video. Make sure you subscribe because we're gonna explore Nen and we're gonna explain what is Nen as a power system and what are the limitations of Nen. I'll bet you'll love this video. Let's go to number 7. Somewhat the heart of the Phantom Troupe, Pakunoda. Pakunoda is a character, is one of the actually fewer character in the Phantom Troupe or like the Phantom Troupe saga in general that gets a full character arc. We see her, we go on a little adventure with her, and her character arc closes in somewhat satisfying manner. She's a specialist and her powers are extremely dope. She can scan the brain of a person that she touches. Plus, she can transfer these memories into a bullet and plant them. And not to mention, she's also one of the founding members of the Phantom Troupe. She's been there since day one. Man, there is a... I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. Read the manga, please. Why do I always say read the manga, read the manga, read the manga? I'm gonna say it. I plan to do a lot of content on this channel regarding Hunter, and a lot of the content that I want to produce is somewhat related to the newest chapters in the manga. So that's why I don't want to spoil anything. So if you're coming along on this ride with me where we talk Hunter and stuff, make sure you read the manga. If you don't, I made a video summarizing it. You can watch the video if you're interested. So yeah, you can do that if you want. Number 6. I just said that Pakunoda is the heart of the Phantom Troupe from my point of view. Now let's talk about the mind of the Phantom Troupe. Number 6 is Franklin. I think it's a little bit unfair to say Franklin is only the mind of the Phantom Troupe. He has a good heart, I feel. And he also like morally not as corrupt as other members in the Phantom Troupe. Like yes, he's still a murderer and everything, but he can be quote-unquote rational in some instances. The pinnacle of a good emitter power, the bullets out of an arm thing. Really dope. And he can throw down with most of the Phantom Troupe because strength-wise, he's up there. He's up there based on the Phantom Troupe's own ranking. So here's that. So we talked about the heart of the Phantom Troupe, the somewhat mind of the Phantom Troupe. Now let's talk about the muscle of the Phantom Troupe. Coming in number 5, Uvogin. So I told you I was going to make a lot of videos about the Nen system and the power of Nen. One thing you need to know about Nen is that the enhancer type is the one that doesn't think a lot type. And Uvogin is the pinnacle of an enhancer. simple-minded. What power do you want? I want more power. That's it. That sums up his whole character. He's a person that loves a good fight. He's a person that respects others based on how good they fight. He's a person that, yes, cares for his friends and everything, yet he will live and die on the fight. He enjoys fighting. He's very, very simple-minded. You show me this, I do this. You show me that, I do that. What's the reason? Okay, I got the reason. You don't have to speak a lot. It makes sense to me. Now let's fight. And now let's go for number 4. Nobunaga. Nobunaga is not like one of the most popular characters in the Phantom Troupe when people speak about the Phantom Troupe, but I do have a soft spot for Nobunaga. The twisted thing about the Phantom Troupe is that they are the bad guys. But the genius of Hunter x Hunter and the beauty of Hunter x Hunter is that, yes, they are bad guys. They've done terrible things, yet for some reason you do care about them. They express a lot of human emotions. And the emotions that I got from Nobunaga, from the way that he talks about his comrades and the way that he expresses feelings and cries for his fallen comrade, is just got to me. Yes, Nobunaga is technically an enhancer, but yeah, you can tell there are different types of enhancers. You can tell Nobunaga is more about respect, is more about technique, is more about refining the beauty of the martial art, if you can say so, rather than just give me more strength. So that's the different type of the enhancer, and that's why I can say he's an enhancer that is in touch with his emotions, and that gives a lot of depth for his character in the show, and that's why I love his character too so much. He's a guy that not as spearheaded as a regular enhancer, yet also expresses a lot of the characteristics of a regular enhancer. He's a guy that cares for his friends, and also a guy that sees something in people and want to get them on their side in his own twisted way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming down to the top 3, the top 3 members of the Phantom Troupe. And yes, I know number 3 is gonna be a little bit controversial, because at number 3 I have Hisoka. Wait a second, yes he is, most definitely he is, or was, a member of the Phantom Troupe at some point. A fake member? Yeah. Hisoka is a character that we can speak on for a lot of time. We can make hundreds and hundreds of videos about him, so I'm not gonna waste every single thing that I can say about Hisoka. I'm just putting him on this list because of a technicality, because this guy was, at least to the most of the characters in the series, a member of the Phantom Troupe, so yeah, he counts. In my opinion, he counts. You can say he was a traitor, he was never a member, but had to put him on a list. Let's go to number 2. And I guess, like most of the members of the Phantom Troupe we talked about, number 2, we're gonna talk about Phaeton. Oh god, I love Phaeton! Oh my god. Powerful, definitely, no argument there. He's extremely powerful. Took down a squadron leader, which is no easy task. Took down a squadron leader on his own, which is, yeah, he is powerful. Extremely ruthless, and he has that like that Levi vibe that you do not want to mess with. However, what I love about that is that, unlike a character like Levi, Phaeton is not afraid to show like a little bit of a silly side. He's a badass through and through. If you ask me to explain what exactly is the powers of Phaeton, I seriously cannot tell you what's his power. I am one of the guys, don't worry, what I'm saying right now is not a spoiler, okay? It's just a fan theory. Nothing has been mentioned on that on the latest chapters. No, this is just my own interpretation. I am one of the guys that believe that Phaeton is one of the lost childs of the Zoldycks. Yes, I do believe this theory. I believe that Phaeton was like the eldest of the zodiacs, or you know, one of the eldest, and he was abandoned by his parents into Meteor City, and he was just left there since he was young, because as you remember, the mother of Killua comes from Meteor City, and there is a character trait within the children of the Zoldycks. They either have white hair or black hair. We can tell that the white hair trait comes from the male side of the family, from Silva, and the black come from the mother. So maybe Phaeton is an abandoned child, or he's not technically a Zoldyck because he might be an abandoned child of the mother. So he might be Killua's half-brother, or Illumi's half-brother, or Kaloto's half-brother. Maybe that's what she meant, or that's what he meant when he said, I will do whatever I can to get you. Maybe, I don't know. It's a fan theory. What I just said is a fan theory through and through, but a fan theory that I do subscribe to. So make of that what you will. And yes, I know I've said this many times. This type of thing that I just said, those fan theories and imagining of the world of Hunter x Hunter, that's parts of the stuff that we're going to do here on the channel. So once again, if you haven't subscribed yet, yes, this is a new channel. Yes, we're trying to build this community from scratch. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Now, let's go to number 1 on the list. The head of the spider, the leader, Chrollo Lucilfer, a specialist, a very mysterious aura. Do not know what his motive is, do not know what he's up to, yet he shows that amazing leadership, amazing ruthless leadership, and that's something you cannot take from him. Yeah, I mean, you can take a lot of stuff from him. He's a very bad person. He's a villain. He does a lot of stuff that is morally extremely bad. We got a glimpse of the reasoning, you can say, from the flashback that we got in the manga. But the one thing that I cannot take from Chrollo is he's a great strategist and he's a great leader. A leader here does not mean a good thing. No, he's a great leader to a bad cause. But nevertheless, he still is like a good leader. That shows when he was captured and he did not think twice. He was like, I was captured. Yeah, you know that whole thing, the Phantom Troupe, this mystique, oh, this huge villainous organization. So what if I die? Someone else will replace me. I don't care. And that's something that is said with extreme confidence. And also one other dope stuff that actually makes sense if you think about it, and that's also what I love about Nen. He is an outlaw. He is a guy that is like a bad guy. And what do you think of a bad guy? The first thing comes to mind when you say a bad guy is a thief, is someone who steals. And what's his powers? He steals powers. That's basically it. I love his powers. Oh my god. And you can tell that he conjured up this power. He's not a conjurer, he's a specialist, but he conjured this book that he can steal powers from, and he did not stop there. He keeps on evolving his own powers to get stronger in order to reach his goal which is still somewhat ambiguous to us, yet he wreaks havoc, does not forget about his fallen comrade, and he puts the idea of the spider before himself. He does not care if he dies as long as the spider lives on. Pretty good villain character, if you ask me. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, fellow hunter and huntresses. Sorry, I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for watching and reaching the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, leave a like and also leave a comment. I would love to see more comments so I can respond to all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.